I'm Hannah, I'm the Director of Schools at Stylus, and in this video I'm going to give you a tour of our group data dashboards for multi-academy trusts or school groups. If you've read the recently released writing framework, then you'll know that there's huge emphasis on sentence accuracy and supporting students to get writing right at the most basic fundamental level before moving on to more complex writing skills. The group data dashboard is designed to support exactly that. In fact, it was developed following a conversation with Dr. Tim Mills, the lead author of the writing framework. So how does this dashboard work? Well, this is intended to support you in identifying whether sentence level accuracy is a strength across your schools, your classes, and your students. And then to layer on top of that the different skills that will make your students competent, effective writers, going from forming correct sentences to incorporating language devices to incorporating cohesive devices. The view I have open at the moment lets me compare sentence level accuracy across all of the different schools within a group. We can drop from school level to class level and even down to student level, our most granular level. What this is comparing across those different groups are the percentage of sentences that are correct sentences. Looking at the class level feedback, it's really easy to compare the level of sentence accuracy across different groups. We might decide that we want to separate those by year groups so that we can see year 5 and year 6 separately, or we might decide to separate it by school so that we can see the relative performance of different groups within the trust. I'm going to put this back onto no split for now. The other thing we might want to consider is progress over time. So if we move from the snapshot mode to the progress mode, we can see over 2 successive rounds of feedback whether classes are improving or whether they're slipping back. One round of feedback isn't necessarily enough to capture the nuance and the non-linear nature of writing improvement, so we can use the arrows here to increase or decrease the number of rounds of feedback that we want to compare. We can then look at the same data across both language devices and cohesive devices. On the final view, I have the option to compare any criterion or criteria set across schools, classes, and students. So I can select something from the Stylus curriculum. I can go as granular as I like, so I might just want to compare specifically the use of and, but, or so to join clauses in compound sentences, but I can also select a TAF statement to compare. So I could go into expected standards, choose any one of these statements, and then compare that across groups. As an example here, I've selected the expected standard statement about dialogue, and again I have all the same information where currently I'm measuring progress across lots of different classes. I can put this back onto snapshot mode and get an individual picture of how different classes and groups are performing. I can go down into student level or I can go back up to school level. If you want to see a ranking of students, over on the right hand side here, we can see the full list of students ranked according to their percentage level of accuracy within the statement that we've selected. So we've got 12 criterion being measured currently, and this is the accuracy for all students in all schools across the entire group. So you know exactly which students you might want to involve in intervention programmes. Schools also have their own version of this table. So over on the left-hand side here, teachers in schools are able to drop onto their own data dashboards, and that will load up exactly the same information, but this time just with the option to switch between classes and students. If you have a trust level admin account, you'll be able to see this view for every school within your group.